Hello vlog channel, welcome. How do we feel about this channel coming back, by the way? I'm pretty happy about it. Although today I am kind of dreading the task at hand because you can see this lovely new stack of physical media here. I would recommend maybe going and watching my physical media update on the main channel first before watching this video because I'm looking at the most ungodly, huge pile of horror movies on my floor right now. I just finished unboxing all of these and I don't know what to do. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm pretty stressed about it. I also got another huge haul in the mail recently, like a month ago, and I have to figure out how to fit all of these into my existing collection that was already kind of overflowing. Also, yeah, I'm wearing my glasses. I haven't been wearing them a lot today and my eyes were starting to feel really strained. I guess that's what happens when you get new glasses and you get used to them, so that sucks. I'm just gonna have to wear these forever now. But of course, my devoted cult members already knew that, and if you're new here, don't be alarmed. Don't be frightened by that. Oh, whoops, I just pulled out a freaking rubber band. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, on the Haunted Hippie channel, that is where all my devoted cult members flock to talk about horror movies. I post reviews and deep dives and all that kind of fun stuff over there. This is the offshoot channel where, yes, a lot of the more devoted members also like to follow. And I, being the Antichrist, of course, am your unholy ruler. But this channel is a lot more laid back. I obviously took off kind of like my getup of the day, and this video is going to be suffering the fallout of my last physical media update. But if you would like to be part of said cult, then all you have to do is click subscribe, especially over there, but it really helps if you're a really devoted member to click subscribe over here too. And the like button and the notification bell, that way you never miss our next meeting. This meeting is probably not gonna have too much talking that I could imagine. I never really know how it's gonna go when I go into these things. Today I'm assuming it's mostly just gonna be montages of me reorganizing and reorganizing and reorganizing. Here's my loose plan of action. We'll see if I can stick to it, I don't know. But I'm going to tackle shelf by shelf by first pulling every movie off of them and then redoing the shelf. That way I think that I will get through like the most important stuff that I want to display first. I will ensure that all of that gets on the shelves and is prioritized. We'll start with the more prominent shelves and then we'll kind of like work our way down. And then all the stuff that's left over will be going into some storage cabinets because I just can't work through all this physical media fast enough to be getting rid of things quickly enough to replace them within the space that I have. I try my best, but people send me these giant boxes of physical media and I just can't keep up. Nor can I really complain though, can I? So I say that without further ado, we just jump right in. Okay, so this is what we are working with today. Yay! This is so bad. I was just kind of unceremoniously tossing these on the ground at first because there was still so much stuff in the box. And eventually I was able to put stuff back in the box, but it's just so much. It's so much. And then this is like a whole thrifted pile down here. Now, not to mention that I also have these bags and bags of other stuff that was sent to me. It's also a mess because I was shooting, so there's a little behind the scenes of where I shoot my videos. But we've got these racks over here that I think I'm gonna start with because that feels like the easiest place to start. And, you know, I'm just gonna start by kind of like taking everything out. And my idea for these is just to do kind of like a black and white look with DVDs. So this area I think is going to become a lot more decorative because right now as I've filled out my collection, like you can see I kind of just threw Halloween 3 on top over there. I threw I think one of the Conjuring movies on top over there or an Evil Dead movie. It's become just a little bit less organized. So we're just gonna kind of go for aesthetics over here. We've also got these shelves over here and also that purse is broken. I need to like super glue it or something. But I think that I'm gonna move one of these shelves actually over here so that we've got 3 shelves over here because there's just not room. And I also intend on today reorganizing this because I don't like how there's not space there and it's like covering up the shelf. And I'm also going to be redoing this shelf here. So there's a bunch of stuff on top. Again, I just want to take everything off of there because there's like some books and random stuff there. There's a picture frame. I think I might hang that somewhere today. And then all my VHS tapes. I don't know if they're going to continue to live here because I don't use them very often. Although, oh my God, what a story. I have, God, there's just so much crap everywhere. I found this VHS VHS tape out in the wild. You wouldn't even believe. I had just gotten out of the movie theater and this was literally just sitting next to my car. You don't believe me? Well, here's the footage. You can see that someone also left like an old TV out there or something, but yeah, there it was. And I brought it home, I plugged it in, and it works. I just need the cables to connect it to my TV and it doesn't have a remote, but that's fine. Because now I actually have a VHS player to play all my VHS tapes and I've been building out this collection. Oh my god, and I forgot. Okay, here's something, a little bonus for you since I forgot to put this in my last physical media update. Oh, this tape was actually inside of that VHS player, and I've never heard of this movie. It's called Robbery. But then also recently when I was out thrifting in Ventura, I found this VHS tape of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and I completed my Jurassic Park collection with Jurassic Park 3. And I do love how they all are different actually. I kind of like that it's not like a uniform look. And then we've got one more shelf for me to bring you over to. We've got this bad boy out here, and I think that this one, along with the ones above my bed, are the ones that I'm gonna start with because those are the only ones that I have solid ideas for. And so for this one, I think that I am gonna move my franchise movies to this shelf so that it's a lot more decorative. And then also I am gonna maintain hopefully at least one of the shelves for my Wes Craven and John Carpenter movies because I got quite a few more of those in my last haul. Right now it's looking kind of sloppy, kind of not into it. So this is one of the first shelves I want to revamp. Let's just start by taking everything out, shall we? Actually, what am I talking about? Let me start by first like piling everything up over here and like attempting to organize this a little bit before I get into everything. Now that I have these giant, ungodly piles here, I think my next task is actually going to be to go grab all of the doubles, and then I will decide which of them I'm keeping. Okay, so some progress has definitely been made here, and this is also ridiculous. This makes me feel so silly. When you lay it out like this and you realize how many doubles you have, I don't know, I just feel goofy. So let's go through it. I didn't videotape that process because I was moving around my room a lot, so that would have been hard. I'm just gonna take you through what I decided to get rid of because then you'll know what's gonna be in the upcoming like Christmas time giveaways. So I've got 2 copies of House of Wax. I am gonna get rid of this full screen version of the DVD. It's so cool though, it has this like raised kind of feeling on the cover, which I really like. It's really cool, but I do not like full screen editions really, and I just don't need this. I need to be good. I need to be hard on myself. So we're just keeping the Blu-ray. Same with Halloween 5 and Halloween Resurrection, we are keeping the Blu-rays. Same thing with Scream 2 and 3. With The Witch, we are upgrading to 4K. With Candyman, we are upgrading to this sleeved Blu-ray. I had them on a DVD and Blu-ray before. Same thing with Village of the Damned, same thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, same thing with Poltergeist. And even though the 4K edition of Underworld is probably better, I am just gonna keep this trilogy pack here of the Blu-rays. Zombieland and Gremlins, I left their doubles on the racks because they're in these double feature Blu-rays. The others is tough because this is a big collector's series edition and it's also an early 2000s movie, so I don't really need it on Blu-ray. I don't really care for that. This is like a big, thick, cool collector's edition that has a ton of special features on it already. But then again, this has some special features too, so I'll make my decision in a minute. The Ring was difficult because this is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and I kind of wanted to be able to flex that I had every single version of it. So not only did I already have it on DVD and Blu-ray, but I was just sent the Steelbook, which is so cool, and I also have it on VHS. So I was like, you know what? In the interest of space, let me stop being ridiculous. I'm gonna get rid of my Blu-ray and the DVD. I'm gonna keep the Steelbook and I'm gonna keep the VHS tape. This movie I somehow ended up with 3 different copies of, so I think that they're like all the same, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep that sleeved edition there. Chucky, I own this movie several times over, so I am gonna just go ahead and keep this sleeved edition, which I don't even really need because I have the whole like 7 film collection, but I love this so much I might just kind of like display this outwardly if I can. Oh, and then I forgot to tell you about Saw. So I just have a ridiculous amount of copies of this movie. I have a bunch of those like basic DVDs that you see there in the middle. I have the whole 8 film collection, which I need to keep because I don't have Saw 7 or Jigsaw in any other format. But I also recently got this really cool edition of the original here, and it's the one that like originally that liquid in there was supposed to be like blood. And this is really cool. I think that this is probably the DVD version that I want to keep. And then then I think I am actually not gonna keep this Blu-ray that was sent to me because I like watching it on DVD. Because Saw is super gritty and that's just like part of the vibe of it. So I think that these two are the ones that I'm gonna keep, and I'm going to get rid of these. Moving over here, basically all of these are just like either doubles or I'm upgrading from DVD to Blu-ray. I think the only one that I might keep both of is Cloverfield because this is on 4K, which is great, but then this is also like a really cool collector's edition that's not open that has like this special little video diary thing. So I think I might keep both of those, but for the most part, the rest of these are pretty easy decisions, just like simple upgrades. I think now I'm gonna sort of make separate piles of like giveaway stuff and then stuff I'm actually keeping. All right, now I think that I'm gonna start pulling out all of the franchise stuff that I can, and also pulling all the franchise stuff off of my shelves as well, and sort of like organizing that first. And then I think I will take you out to the little shelf in my hallway and we will pull all that out and start organizing the franchise stuff. Alright, so obviously at the top here we've got Friday the 13th and Halloween, and I like that even though they're not entirely in order, like aesthetically it looks alright. Also, of course, we've got the original on display. Then on the second shelf, I decided to keep just these Chucky DVDs because they have different special features to this big pack here. Oh shoot, I'm missing the remake. Oh god, that's not gonna fit. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this out and put something else in here, I guess. And here it is. Let's take these out here. So we're gonna take out this guy and we're just gonna replace the Jaws collection here, and I guess stick TCM right in here. Yeah, okay, cute. So I have lots of like individual DVD franchises here and stuff, but then I also have the collections like Paranormal Activity and Saw, and then we got Nightmare on Elm Street and Jurassic Park. And then keeping with that theme, I wanted to do like an iconic horror director shelf down here. So this is all Wes Craven, this is all John Carpenter, a little bit of Tobe Hooper. And then of course there are other movies like Tobe Hooper, we got TCM, we got some John Carpenter, we got Wes Craven. Oh, I'm wondering if should I switch that so all of Wes Craven is together? Yeah, why not? 1 second. So now they're all together, but now I'm like, what's stopping me from putting all of James Wan together and putting Insidious and The Conjuring together? Okay. The only thing is now TCM cannot fit with Tobe Hooper here. I might have to tinker a little bit more before this becomes finalized, but you'll see the final product later. And then on the bottom here, I don't know why, even though I already have all the collections of these, I don't know why I can't get rid of like the early 2000s, you know, the DVDs, because for one thing, I love the menus, so it doesn't feel like it's worth getting rid of them. Then we've got all the Universal Classic monsters here. I have my new collections of Frankenstein and Dracula, and then like the 8 original classics. And then here we've got my steelbooks, minus the Ring, which I just realized that the Ring is not here. I don't know if that's all gonna fit now. I might have to take away the Blair Witch movies, but these are all my snapper cases. All my Clippy DVDs, they're here along with all my steelbooks. So this might change. I don't know. I truly don't know, but I'll let you know at the very end. Okay, so this is what we're working with now, an even more monstrous pile than before, but that's okay, that's fine, because the shelves are a lot emptier and so are the little rack thingies above my bed. This is also a pile of stuff that I'm not keeping, stuff that I'm getting rid of. That's a huge stack, so that's good. That's progress. That can be put away. Out of sight, out of mind for right now, and then those will come back out for giveaways in the future. Unfortunately, I will have to tackle the rest of this after I get back from yoga tonight. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. Okay, I've got an idea with using alternating white and black DVDs and Blu-rays to fill out these guys. So that is what we're going to attempt right now. Okay, so we're gonna start with this shelf here because I feel like it's still the most precarious, to be honest, but as you can see, I actually do like how I have all my VHS tapes now and how they're kind of stacked up there with some special edition stuff. Those bottom four, they're Evil Dead through the Stranger Things. Those are not VHS tapes, but they're just really cool special edition things that look like VHS tapes. I also stuck that book up there and some other bits and bobs. I moved this from my dresser under the TV up there, and that's much better because it's out of the way. Down here, I also moved this around a little bit more since the footage that you saw, and this is just all of my alien movies essentially, or space movies as well. A lot of them are also from my grandpa Jim, and so we have a second shelf dedicated to him actually, but I had stacked them on here as you probably saw, and I realized that just wasn't very functional because my partner and I do like to play chess sometimes. Also just reorganized this a little bit. I do think it looks better. I like this corner a lot better now because that's not covering up a movie shelf or anything, and I tucked my guitar back there as well. This is my comedy and children's movie section, and some of that stuff did end up overflowing to other areas, particularly some of the kids stuff, because as you saw, I did get a new copy of Hocus Pocus. I got some DVDs of Goosebumps and of Scooby-Doo recently, but these shelves remain more or less the same. I just moved my copies of the first 4 seasons of The Office over here, and then we also have like some overflow stuff on top. These are movies that I just couldn't bear to put away, but they do not fit on the shelf, so that is what it is. Like, it's fine. That's a fine way to store stuff, okay, if you don't have room. And that's kind of also what ended up happening on top of my dresser as well. These are movies that are either on my watch list that I think I might get rid of, or again, they're just overflow, because I have like that whole really nice set of Battle Royale. I've got Manhunter there, that's another collector's edition. So with some of these, I do just want to like display them, but a lot of times it is just overflow. Like for example, this one I'm not sure if I'm going to hold on to. I still need to finish this movie. So a lot of the times the movies that I think are on their way out, they do live here because I'm going to try to watch them soon and get them out of here. This is probably the area that ended up looking the absolute best. I am obsessed with this. I love having more of my movies next to each other like this now. This is Halloween decor. He's not usually here, but I did make this a completely sleeved Blu-ray shelf over here, and then it overflows over here a little bit too. That was really kind of the only organization with horror Blu-rays that I tried to maintain. Everything else is kind of random. I vaguely kind of tried to go with a color scheme here and on this shelf too, just like darker colored Blu-rays, but there's not that much of a pattern there. And then we have some like lighter colored Blu-rays down here, so you see I've got like white to red to, I don't know, more darker ones over here. More darker. Nice, Kylie, really nice. But moving over, this shelf really didn't change at all. This is still like Marvel DC stuff. This one really didn't change at all either. It's still just like an action shelf. I threw 12 Monkeys on there. I don't think that a single thing moved from this shelf here, or this one either. Down here though, this year I did get all 4 movies of the John Wick franchise, and so I put those there along with RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Total Recall. Those are all new. And then this is also a little holiday section over here, so mostly Christmas stuff, a little bit of Valentine stuff, and then just some random titles, just non-horror. This is probably one of my favorite looking shelves, I think, because we do have all of the Stephen King titles on this side, and then over here I just did a little gay thing. Little rainbow right there, and then moving down, this is another shelf that just has absolutely nothing going on for it. There is no type of organization here, maybe a little bit by color. Down here, you already kind of saw this shelf, but I ended up throwing up some other DVDs that I made sure to have on display. I took so much time organizing between movies that I knew I needed to have on display versus ones that I was okay storing, and oh my god, will you see those in a minute. Over here, this is the continuation of my grandpa Jim's favorite movies, and so you can see there's like a lot of 50s stuff here. We got the Mummy movies, Indiana Jones, The Sting, God, what a movie, a classic. This shelf didn't change a whole lot either. I did take quite a few titles out for the other black and white shelves, which I think actually turned out really well. I'll show you in a second. And then I just tried to add in other darker titles like Red Riding Hood, Hannibal Rising. There, a couple of these are new in this shelf. Finally, for this section here, this shelf also did not change too much. Again, I think I took out a few things just for the black and white aesthetic I was going for, and then I put a few of the really cool Arrow Video editions there, just some more dark Blu-rays. And that's about it for this big ol' section here. Over here, I'm not really gonna spend much time on this. You already know, you can already see. I think it turned out pretty well. I was just going for aesthetics over here. It's not really organized by any type of genre, as you can see, because there's like kids movies and then there's horror movies. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's fine. I did it on both sides and I really like how it looks. This way, I don't think that I'll be tempted to just like throw random things on those shelves. I think that they'll remain pretty consistent like this. Over here, I don't think this changed too much from the last update that I gave you guys. This just ended up being all franchise stuff really and all iconic director stuff. Oh, you can see here though that from my last collection update, I did forget to put In the Mouth of Madness on the John Carpenter shelf, so that's just gonna be an issue for future Kylie. I don't know. I don't feel like figuring that out right now, but I did figure out how to fit the ring in there with the other steel books, but the only problem is I realized I had two other snapper cases that I couldn't fit. At some point, I might move this out of here. This is like the Scooby-Doo Halloween episode bundle, and I might try to put this with the other Scooby-Doo episodes I have and the Goosebumps episodes that I have, just because it's like, it doesn't really fit here. It should go in like my children's section, but that I have no room over there either. So this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I really am debating getting rid of these DVDs. I really am, but I feel like whenever I do move in the next few years or whatever, if I could ever afford that, I feel like I may regret it if I get rid of those, because I love them. I love the clean look of like the white Saw DVDs. I love the menus on the Final Destination DVDs, like I said. So I just feel like I'd regret that. I don't know. But this didn't really change all that much. I really like how it turned out. Finally, I'm taking you into my disgusting storage situation area. This is gonna be a project for one of my next vlogs. You mark my words. This is, I mean, it's atrocious, right? But it's just a lot of overflow stuff from when I got my new desk. But here's where all the overflow DVDs ended up. So this box is completely full. There's movies stacked up to there. There are 2 layers on each side of Blu-rays. So there's just a lot of stuff that I couldn't fit in my collection. A lot of it's stuff that I haven't seen, so I can't get rid of it before giving it a try. And a lot of them are these really cool editions that I just got. So that's where the overflow went. But wait, there's more. Oh yes, on the other side of the laundry room, up there, so these were all of the doubles that I had. The Friends, I guess I'm probably not gonna get rid of that season of Friends, I don't know. But I do also keep some packaging and stuff because I know I'm gonna be doing a lot of giveaways. So, I mean, just that's stacks on stacks right there, you know? So stay tuned. There will be a lot of giveaways, especially come Christmas time. All right, that is gonna do it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this monstrous organization video. It feels so good to have done that. Like, the shelves look so much better. And I have to admit, I did have fun. This was a really daunting task at first, but I love organization. I also love cleaning. It's like really soothing for me. So I hope that it was also soothing for you, and maybe this inspired you to go through your whole entire collection too. If you're a huge collector like I am, or I hope to be, because I know that some people have like entire rooms for their collections, maybe go in and see what you have doubles of. Maybe go in and dust things off if you don't clean in there often enough. And I think that it's always helpful to kind of try to reorganize things based on your priorities, because obviously there are a lot of movies that I love to watch over and over, and those need to be within reach. And I feel really good. I think that we really got a handle on that. Now, you probably also noticed the names that are scrolling on screen. These are my wonderful patrons. The Patreon is always linked down below as well, and that is where you get even more bonus content from me. So yes, I have my main channel with my really rich horror content. I have my vlog channel with my sillier horror content, like going to Disneyland, for example. There's gonna be a Universal Halloween Horror Nights vlog coming out too. too. So I do want to revive this channel. I don't know for how long, but during the spooky season, I'm doing a lot of fun stuff. So it's back for now. But like I was saying, for even more content, I do post 4 to 6 bonus reviews on the Patreon every single month, along with all the other copyrighted watch-alongs that can no longer live on YouTube. But if that's not for you, all the rest of my social media is also always linked down below, including my horror Instagram that I highly recommend you follow. That way you can keep up to date with me and what I'm doing, what content I'm working on. But more than anything else, I just hope that you enjoyed this video and that I catch you in the next one. Bye!